Hello, this is Soulis. And this is not a Let's Play. Looks like it, but it isn't, because it says the main base. And this is impossible. What on earth? What? We never saw any of this in the Let's Plays. That is because of the fact that I completely demolished them. Now you're probably wondering, well, why? They were doing so well, or at least some of you said. The reason is simple. Because of the fact that there were so many updates, including the Halloween update, I deemed that it was almost impossible to continue playing the Let's Plays because there were so many new things. And sure enough, Notch wins the Indie Award of something, and now we have cake. And then we have biodomes. And also, in addition, we lost our snow. We have snow there, but it won't be like sprinkling snow all over the place. We lost all of that. So, it kind of deemed that one map useless. I've been waiting until I could find a good, stable point where I could do a Let's Play where we don't have to worry about having issues with newer features totally ruining the experience. So this is a little something I've been working on. Now, if you know me from Second Life and have heard me being a complete dimwit about it, you'll also be going like, this doesn't look like a calculator, and if it is, what the hell? No, this is not my calculator I was working on. Yes, I actually spent that much time off of the Let's Plays. I've actually had time to do other things. So, with this, I actually am combining two things I learned from two YouTube videos, which I will be posting in the description. Kudos to you guys. I don't know your names offhand. So, the first thing was this convenient way of a reloading system for carts. This was nifty. On a side note, was the booster tutorials from Bob. I actually remember that name. The only one thing I had that was in a slight argument with Bob's tutorials was that I love programming. If you know from Second Life, I'm the programmer from Kinsart. I love programming. I hate having to manually do it. So redstone wiring, yes, it is a lot of fun. I love it. But it kind of aches and pains from the actual experience I'm trying to look forward to. That, in all honesty, me having to go to inventory edit hacking and just changing and reloading my inventory full of redstone just to do like the basic calculator started to get very old for a while. In an actual Let's Play, it really became practical. So the only true way is either A, spend at least a couple weeks non-stop and try and get as much redstone as you can. Even still with that, you might not be able to accomplish what you're trying to do. Or inventory hack. But in Let's Plays, that's heavily looked down upon. Even in the Let's Plays I was doing, I didn't do it. I did go to peaceful mode, but that was only because of the Halloween update and the insanity that was called the spawning. So, with that in mind, this is a little project I've been working on that combines Bob's tutorials for minecarts and another trick that someone else had found out. The idea in this is that it enables me, though incomplete at the moment, will enable me to travel via minecarts over extremely long distances that would still be even effective in multiplayer. I'm just reloading my things, and just to give you the idea of how is this inventory hacked, I have 17 stacked carts. That alone should be a red flag. Now, just to kind of help explain, I am not probably going to go through this full-time speed. I don't know, we'll find out. I am going to time how long it takes me to manually walk this whole entire thing from beginning to end. And another thing you might notice is I'm also in peaceful mode, only because, oddly enough, skeletons can still somehow shoot me from up here. So, that, and when I was building in a certain area, there was a creeper that was just in a place I'd rather not have them. So, considering that I'm still trying to experiment with this, it was sort of like, let me just go into peaceful mode for a moment. Okay, we are currently at 40 seconds. And this is another weird thing. Whoosh, ghosting. Not, you haven't fixed it yet. And I'm gonna stop basically right here. This isn't the true starting point, but we have now gone basically a minute and 30 seconds. So 1 minute 30 seconds, I have successfully walked from this point, well, from the point all the way over there to this point. Now, given that this was completely done without any enemies, if there were enemies, it would look something like this. So, with that in mind, I do believe that there was a clear advantage to the fact that this is completely out of shooting range, with small exceptions. So, to really show this in action, I'm going to quickly load up the cards. From what I know, it can safely load 5. So the 5th one is the one I will be getting on. And this is the one we're getting on. Nudge. So let me explain how this mostly works. There we go. Okay. Water, from what we know in Minecraft, travels only a small distance before it begins enabling it to fall off a cliff. And thus, that is met its minimum amount of volume that it can pass on through a distance. By taking advantage by the fact that water will create a river in this case with a flowing water surface, and that objects will continue to move in it, interestingly, a player has found out that minecarts follow this rule exactly. So, the idea is that the system will be put into a full loop circuit. By adding these rivers, or streams of water, we can not only make it so that it will take time for the carts to actually be through each station, but this also means that we've automatically created a holding area for each cart. This also means we could flood the system with as many carts as we want, given that we do not surpass the amount of areas that are available that the minecarts could be safely put in each river. This enabled us to also make it so we do not need to use any redstone wire. Thus, we were conserving resources in a unique way. That's one area I would like to go. Looks cool. No pun intended. So now we're already at this base, which took us quite a while, the previous time. I've also estimated how much time it takes to get to each one. In the previous one, it says it took us 25 seconds. This one only takes 20. In other words, this cuts the travel times in about half. There's only one major disadvantage that I've spotted so far. In the event that you want to say get from here all the way to here, you must go through all the other stations first. While clearly we can't walk the distance, it resolves us back to our unsafe scenario, which results something like this. Oh come on, don't you have something better to shoot? So this is something we do not want to do. On a side note, this is quite entertaining. This is fun. We got a nice scenery. So what are you complaining about? This is like a trip on a train. No snakes. Snakes on a train. Minecraft equipment. Creepers on a train. So now, we met the end of it, and now we're back at the main base that we were before. Mind you, we were sitting in these waiting lines for a bit, so this is why it probably took us even longer to get back. However, this system is fully operable, loops correctly, has a holding area, has boosters that still enable everything to go through, and more importantly, is multiplayer safe. In other words, this system enables us to have it so that we can start sending carts and stations in an SMP environment where players can quickly get from base to base without the worry of being attacked by mobs. In addition, we also can prevent time being wasted during lag events. This is of course also assuming that nothing occurs to our beloved minecarts and any possibility of ruining the boosters. So, I'm Flame Soulis, and I'm going to play Kart Zenga. Aww. Zenga.